This video is brought to you by Midway USA. Support the channel by choosing Midway for your shooting and outdoor supplies.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to look at something exceedingly expensive and interesting. This right here is a GFR, the Geissele Freedom Rifle. Or as I like to call it, the good f***ing rifle. On top of it, it's got the Tangent Theta 3-15, and of course it's chambered in the spicy and new and interesting 6mm arc. Now, Geissele reinforced the receiver, reinforced or redesigned the receiver extension, gave it a proprietary gas block, even used specific 6mm arc magazines. But most interestingly too is that it uses a cold hammer forged barrel as opposed to a match cut stainless barrel that match ARs are typically known to use. So how accurately can it shoot? Because if it can shoot accurately and reliably, that cold hammer forged barrel could last a lot longer than what some other rifles are going to last. And that is really interesting for something spicy like the 6mm arc.
Bro, still G money, still in the packaging. This was straight to the range.
I've just been using the smaller mags.
So Henry, what's your thoughts though on, like, as far as we understand it, this is like a commercially developed round, right?
So Hornady, I don't really usually follow commercially developed rounds a lot.
Well, there's so many of them that come out, like,
Yeah, like 224 Valkyrie.
comes out.
and-
There's the year of it, and then it dies.
Yeah, I mean it's all marketing, right? However, because I'm also the guy who follows a military cartridges.
Yeah.
6mm arc, however, has sort of made its name in certain organizations
Yeah.
out there who are
Yeah.
testing it.
Yep.
Because it fits into a small frame AR.
Yeah, that part's sick.
And it could push to 1,000. I mean, that's a main draw.
It's
for
basically
it.
the new SPR, right?
Yeah, if you think of it, the old school idea of the SPR, the special purpose receiver, is to clip on a new receiver and you could shoot farther than the M4. This is clipping on a new receiver and using a new magazine, using that cartridge, and you can shoot out to 1,000. And at closer range targets, your rounds also have a bit more ass to drop stuff.
Sure.
That's kind of been the development theory behind it. I will say of Hornady cartridges, the 6 Arc and the 6.5 Creed certainly I think are the two that have had lasting effects.
Yeah.
And both of them are trying to fit a certain cartridge into the AR type frames.
Yeah.
So
Dude, is that a Tangent Theta?
it is a tangent thing.
Holy crap.
It's very nice, isn't it?
I want to take some small amount of credit for Henry's dabble down the money pit of high-end precision optics. I do claim some responsibility.
Now, Tangent, I will say, I mean, this is like Schmidt. This is Schmidt clarity. Dude, I'm set to go. I'm actually curious in seeing where the cold bore, in relation to the rest of the shots, would be.
Okay, because you've zeroed.
It's zeroed.
All right, well, let's give it a go.
And when I zeroed this, Josh, I must say, so between the rifle and the optic combination, it took me less than 5 shots to zero, and I grouped 5
Good to
shots.
see if Henry's actually zeroed.
Less than 5 shots to zeroed, and then I shot 5 shots that were .4 MOA.
Well, we're about to see if you can replicate those
So,
very bold claims.
I'm curious to seeing how it performs with a cold bore.
All right,
So-
let's go. Let's see it.
Where was it?
Off the paper.
Oh, I shot it with a can when I zeroed it. Forgot about that.
That's hilarious.
Okay, actually, I'll go with a black dot up there. See how it does.
Okay, right on the neckline.
Shooting without a can, it should group up somewhere in the head, right?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, so the accuracy, when I look at it today, without a suppressor, because I zeroed it with a can on,
Yeah.
it looks like an AR-15.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a high-end AR-15.
Yeah, it looks like what we saw out of the other
Towards- yeah.
Geissele's that we shot, right?
Yeah,
Just
looks
like
like a
about
UR,
an
yeah.
inch or a touch over an inch. Well, why don't we throw the can on and see what it groups with the can on?
This doesn't universally apply to everything, but it has applied to enough rifles that Josh and I have noticed when you shoot things with cans on them, a lot of times you'll actually experience a little bit of a tighter group.
Let's see if we can prove that rule.
And our theory, our layman's theory on that, is that suppressors tend to help with the harmonic dampening of the barrel.
Right in there. Nice.
So I think that is, if not sub, it is close to sub.
Yeah, it's around an inch, it looks like, yeah. I mean, this is still, like, again, if we're shooting a 1-inch group, I mean, that makes, and the projectile has ballistics to get to 1,000. I'm feeling pretty damn good about it.
I mean, you feel good enough to drop.
Dude, let's
What
go
our
for
show
it. Go for the
says-
full 9 shots.
9-hole reviews of this thing.
Dude, are you memeing your own channel name?
That is the origin of the channel's name, 9 shots. Because your first shot is a cold bore shot, and of the 10-round group, you can look at the 9 shots to see what it's grouping like.
Oh, nice.
Not so nice.
That's a very small dot, though. Damn. Oh, you sailed the last one off the right.
I didn't feel like. Oh, okay. So
I say you sailed it. I mean, the round impacted off the right.
okay.
Oh, that was a sick group until that shot. I mean, it's still a really good group.
Okay. Can you give me 9 more?
Yeah.
I want to see if I could bring that a little
I
even
got
tighter.
it right here. I got it. Do you think that there's any chance that you should shoot the
Because I
red?
shouldn't use a black dot
I was
in the
thinking
middle.
that because you basically were rat holing it and
Yeah.
probably making it really hard to aim.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I didn't feel like it, but then if I did, I wouldn't have.
What if you dialed on like?
No, I could do that, but there's an orange dot right there.
Okay. Wow. Dang, dude.
So that's closer to what I saw the first time. I felt more in the zone for that that last 9-shot group than the first 9-shot group, if that makes any sense. But
Dude, the 80% grouping on that is, wow. It's, call it 78% grouping is like almost, like you said, a half minute. Then you have one that opens it to like 0.8.
it's that first one, right?
No.
Oh, really?
And then one that opens it to maybe 0.9 or closer to 0.95. That was the first shot. But that's an absolutely disgusting group.
Yeah, from a semi-auto.
That's disgusting. Yeah, a semi-auto that we're trying to push to 1,000 plus, which is mostly reserved for this stuff.
It's interesting, this last week, we got to work with a few other different influencers at a Surefire hosted event. One of the guys that we got to hang out with a lot was Ray from X-Ring. By the way, awesome dude. I've only watched his show, never met him until this weekend.
Yeah.
What a gent, right? he, being a former SWAT sniper, was talking about the requirement for their sniper rifles to hit as a brainstem location.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. One thing that we haven't tested extensively on the 5.56 Geissele's that I got, we didn't test extensively running all of them with suppressors. We tested the one URGI with the suppressor, and what we saw with that is that the group shrunk significantly. We're seeing the same thing with this, and this looks a lot more like that first group that you shot.
Yeah.
Looks like kind of like what what some of the rifles that we had were doing.
Yeah.
I wonder if when we put suppressors on all of those other ones and test them out, they're all going to be like shooting rat holes like this.
Dude, I mean, like we were saying, it doesn't, not for everything, but I've seen for specifically for ARs, the final suppressed group is typically relatively smaller than the potential accuracy unsuppressed.
Okay, so again, we've now tested 5 different Geissele guns on the channel. All of them have been pretty freaking amazing, with like maybe one exception, which is the very first URGI I have, where it's grouping like.
But once we suppressed that, though,
when we suppressed it, it was shooting a one inch group. Yeah, I don't know what voodoo is taking place that those guys are doing over there.
I don't think it's voodoo. I mean, it comes down to good materials,
well, this is
good
where
machining, and good quality control.
This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is a cold hammer forged chrome line barrel.
Yeah.
That's shooting a 1/2 inch.
And it's the G barrels, I think, that are in there.
Yeah. It's like a 1/2 inch to 0.8, 0.9 inch. Like, for that many shots, like, I don't know. I know the internet is full of everybody saying that, like, that's what they're grouping. But if you look at the, the 1 MOA all day challenge, that distinctly shows that that's not the case. What's cool about this rifle?
This is 1 MOA all day long.
And it sort of fits the parameters of that
yeah,
test.
if you take the glass off, or
yeah, you went with the 1 to 8 instead.
Yeah. You would fit the 1 MOA all day long. But that nice streamlined projectile 108 grain projectile delivers a lot more
oomph, right,
onto target at a higher velocity, at the location downrange.
because it's retaining more terminal effect, basically.
Yep. So,
dude, that's sick.
Yeah, dude,
I'm very ready to shoot this at distance.
Maybe this is the right time to address this. Are we shills for Geissele? If something works well, I'm going to recommend it. Literally, that's what we're here to evaluate. Now, if it doesn't work and you say it's good, that's where the problem lies. Our experience so far, 5 for 5.
716, this is Steel 96, 4 Vic, 8 packs, red con 1, green to green. How copy, over?
Steel 96, this is 716, roger, over. 16, Steel 91,